Την περασμένη Τετάρτη 6 Ιουλίου έγινε συζήτηση στην Βουλή των Κοινοτήτων στο Westminster με θέμα τους αγνοούμενους. Η συζήτηση διοργανώθηκε από το All Party Parliament Group for Cyprus στην παρουσία του Προέδρου του και Βουλευτή του Βόρειου Λονδίνου, David Barrows, και από την Επιτροπή Αγνοουμένων Ηνωμένου Βασιλείου. Σκοπός της συζήτησης και συνάντησης ήταν η απέτηση των συγγενών αγνοουμένων της τουρκικής εισβολής από την Βρετανική κυβέρνηση να πιέσουν την Τουρκία να δώσει όλες τις πληροφορίες που κατέχει σχετικά με τις υποθέσεις αγνοουμένων και επίσης να επιτρέψει στην ΔΕΑ, τη Διερευνητική Επιτροπή Αγνοουμένων, να κάνει έρευνες μέσα στις στρατιωτικές ζώνες. Στο βίντεο που ακολουθεί θα παρακολουθήσουμε ένα απόσπασμα από τη συζήτηση.
Who particularly may want to express a additional interest in following through on that subgroup. Mr. Kourouridis.
Mr. Chairman, dear friends, we would like to express our warmest and sincere thanks and congratulations from our President and the members of our committee to the British All-Party Parliamentary Group for Cyprus and the Organisation of the Relatives of Missing Cypriots UK, which organized this important meeting. Special thanks we extend to the chairman of the two committees, to the Right Honourable David Barrows MP and Nick Neupleus for their kind willingness to preside over this gathering. We hope and pray that today's event will significantly contribute to the promotion and progress of the purely humanitarian problem of the missing persons in Cyprus. At first, please allow me to introduce the two-member delegation of our organization who are attending this meeting. My colleague and General Secretary of our organization, Nikos Sevgidis, whose brother, a young man, 20 years old, is missing since 1974. I, George Economidis, come from the occupied town of Kyrenia, and both my parents, as well as my sisters, have been missing since the 20th of July 1974, the first day of the Turkish invasion in Cyprus. Since then, for the last 37 years, we have been trying to find out what happened to our beloved ones, as well as the hundreds of other missing Cypriots. Please note that when I say missing persons of Cyprus, I refer to all the missing in Cyprus, both Greek and Turkish Cypriots. Our organization is an NGO where all the members are first-degree relatives to missing persons. In this capacity, we can experience and understand better than anybody else the pain and the agony for the missing father, the missing child, the brother, the husband. An awful and torturing experience which is always and everywhere the same, nasty and distressing, which has no nationality, religion or color. We gather here today not to blame anybody. We are here because we believe that we all have the binding obligation to help and contribute to the best of our ability to the relief of the pain which thousands of relatives of the missing persons are experiencing. To join our strengthened actions towards the restoration of the basic human rights of these people. To extend and consolidate our solidarity to their lawful and justified right to have a clear and final answer as to what happened to their loved ones. To move in a concerted effort in order to bring about an end to the human drama and the humiliating treatment. And the problem is such to be faced by all concerned in the right humanitarian framework in order to have fruitful and positive results. Unfortunately, until recently, the issue of the missing persons in Cyprus was inadequately and wrongly developed. The already long delays were added to further delays, and so on and so forth. This was mainly due to external constraints, and the price for these omissions was undoubtedly loaded to the human suffering of all the relatives of the missing.
Just yourself. Yes.
My name is Minas. I am a member of the Committee of Missing Cypriot Relatives. I would like to tell my Turkish Cypriot friends that I'm not quite sure what you are doing exactly. Do you have a committee of relatives of Turkish Cypriots? Do you meet and you discuss matters and so on? My suggestion, Mr. President, yes, my suggestion is that they should become active. Yes, my suggestion is that they should become as active as possible, because to our understanding they don't seem to be very active. So they can discuss this, we can discuss it, and we can meet together and see how jointly we can put pressure.
After this meeting, have that meeting. Questions to parliamentarians.
That's my suggestion.
And others, and the guest here.
Can I just mention of a first-time experience? I was in Cyprus in May, and I went to show them a Turkish guy who was engraved on the Karina mountain. And I went with the committee, the Turkish and the Greek guy, to show them where the grave is. I realized I was a bit of scared because Miss Sergio Uludal, she told me that to be scared because the whole Cyprus is military zone. I showed them where the grave was, and she told me there was another grave further out, the Turkish Cypriot, but they couldn't find it because the Turkish military wouldn't allow them to go in. So I find it a bit strange if these people want to find the people, and the Turkish military don't allow them to go in and search. So this is something to discuss about.
But we can take up the questions and we'll respond back.
Yeah.
Την 5η 30 Ιουνίου, ημέρα της εορτής των 12 Αποστόλων, έγινε αρχιερατική Θεία Λειτουργία στην ομώνυμη εκκλησία, προεξάρχοντος του Σεβασμιότατου Αρχιεπίσκοπου Θεατήρων και Μεγάλης Βρετανίας, Κύριου Γρηγόριου. Παρόντες στη Θεία Λειτουργία ήταν και οι 12 αρχιερείς και προϊστάμενοι των Ορθοδόξων Εκκλησιών στη Μεγάλη Βρετανία. Στο βίντεο που ακολουθεί θα παρακολουθήσουμε ένα απόσπασμα από την λειτουργία.
Oh
Ας δούμε τώρα ένα απόσπασμα από την περιφορά της εικόνας των 12 Αποστόλων στον περίγυρο της Εκκλησίας με τη συνοδεία των αρχιερέων και πλήθος πιστών.
Send it even an email to the Archdiocese, yeah, we need it.
Ελέησον, Κύριε, ελέησον.
Ομεθά υπέρ του Πατρός και Αρχιεπισκόπου ημών Γρηγορίου.
Κύριε, ελέησον.
Και πάσης της εν Χριστώ ημών αδελφότητο.
Κύριε, ελέησον, Κύριε, ελέησον, Κύριε, ελέησον.
Ομεθά υπέρ ελέους ζωής, ειρήνης, υγείας, σωτηρίας, επισκέψεως, συγχωρήσεως και άφεσης των αμαρτιών των δούλων του Θεού, πάντων των ευσεβών και ορθοδόξων χριστιανών, των κατοικούντων και παρεπιδημούντων εν την πόλη και κοινότητα ταύτη, των ενωριτών επιτρόπων συνδρομητών και αφιερατών της Αγίας Εκκλησίας ταύτης, υγείας και σωτηρίας υπέρ πάντων ημών υπομε.
Κύριε, ελέησον, Κύριε, ελέησον, Κύριε, ελέησον.
Την 3η 5 Ιουλίου πραγματοποιήθηκε με επιτυχία διάλεξη στο Ελληνικό Κέντρο Λονδίνου με θέμα Cyprus and the Sinai Icons. Κύριος ομιλητής ήταν ο καθηγητής από το Πανεπιστήμιο του Λονδίνου, Ρόμπιν Κόρμακ. Την εκδήλωση άνοιξε η Διευθύντρια του Ελληνικού Κέντρου, κυρία Αγάθα Καλησπέρα, ενώ στη συνέχεια η κυρία Ρόσμαρι Μόρις παρουσίασε τον καθηγητή στο κοινό.
If this is your first visit here, I would like to mention that the center was established in 1994 and it is a non-political, non-governmental organization. Its mission is to bring together the Hellenes of the diaspora, to provide a home for the activities of the Greek and Greek Cypriot cultural societies and organizations in London, and to promote an awareness and appreciation of the Hellenic culture, our music, history, language, literature, to Greeks and non-Greeks alike. This evening's talk is the last cultural event of the season. Maybe you know that there is not a big demand for cultural events during summer, so we resume our cultural activities in September with a very rich program of music and lectures and other events. So I hope we shall see many of you here. This evening, we would like to welcome members of the Society for the Promotion of Byzantine Studies, SPBS, to our center. This is the first joint event held with the Society, which was founded in 1983, and is probably the largest Byzantine society in the world. They are active in bringing the Byzantine world to both the specialist and the generalist, organizing symposia and other meetings, publishing proceedings of the symposia, as well as an annual bulletin, and generally encouraging young scholars and non-academics to pursue their specific interests. We have with us this evening the chair of the society, Dr. Rosemary Morris, who is going to introduce our distinguished speaker. I very much hope that members of the SPPS will like what they see here tonight, and I would encourage them to join the Hellenic Center in the same way that I am sure that the SPPS will encourage our members to join them. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Dr. Rosemary Morris to you.
May I first of all begin by thanking most warmly the director of the Hellenic Centre for her very kind hospitality. As she has said, this is the first joint meeting that we have been able to arrange with the Hellenic Centre, and looking out over this most encouraging audience, we're all, of course, delighted that you've been able to join us. As she has said, this is a sort of association meeting, really, in which we hope that the members of the Hellenic Centre will get to know the members of the Society for the Promotion of Byzantine Studies, and vice versa. So please do make yourselves known one to the other, and if you are interested in joining our society, our membership secretary is here, and also our website is on our poster, easily accessible. But my main and most pleasant job, of course, this evening is to introduce our distinguished speaker. Professor Robin Cormack is a past chair of the Society. He's now one of our vice presidents, and as I'm sure I don't really need to tell you, has an international reputation as a historian of Byzantine art. He is Professor Emeritus in History of Art of the University of London, particularly, of course, the Courtauld Institute, where he trained many of leading Byzantine art historians, both in Britain and, of course, throughout, really, the world. He's published extremely widely. His most recent book is on icons, 2007, but I'm sure you will perhaps all remember the wonderful exhibition, the Royal Academy exhibition, took place in 2008, of which he was joint curator. At the moment, he is most interestingly described as temporary teaching assistant in the Faculty of Classics at the University of Cambridge, but this actually disguises the fact that he is a major contributor to courses on classical art at that esteemed institution. So he shows absolutely no signs of stopping. Present research interest is the cultural history of Mount Sinai from late antiquity onwards. And so I have great pleasure introducing Robin Cormack to speak on Cyprus and the Sinai icons. Thank you.
Τώρα θα παρακολουθήσουμε ένα απόσπασμα από την ενδιαφέρουσα διάλεξη του καθηγητή Robin Cormack.
Thank you, Rosemary, and I hope everybody can hear me and you can see the screen, because I'm going to show you quite a lot of icons. And there are all sorts of different ways of talking about icons. One can talk about their functions in the church and the spirituality of icons. But this evening I'm going to be rather more basic. And I'm going to show you a number of anonymous icons, not signed, not dated. And I'm going to ask basics about the people that made them and the people that used them. So this lecture is about trying to bring to life the people, and particularly of the 13th century on Cyprus and at the monastery of St. Catherine's on Sinai. So that's the aim of this lecture. And I'm going to start at Paphos, as you can see on the screen, with the late 12th century paintings of the Enclystra of St. Neophytus. You see the Enclystra up on the left, and on the paintings here, you see the figure of St. Stephen the Younger, who's holding an icon. You can probably see a hook on it. It's a portable icon, and an icon of the Virgin and Child. And I use this as an example of the continual importance of the icon on Cyprus, proclaimed by Neophytus in the late 12th century, that he wanted to promote St. Stephen, the great iconophile in the iconoclast period. And the same artist who painted this wall painting worked later at the church to Araku at Lagudera and painted exactly a Virgin and Child for that church. So I'm starting with, in this case, a known artist, Theodore, working on Cyprus and showing you objects from Cyprus itself. If you read the writings of Neophytus, you realize that he lived through the 12th century and into the 13th century, and he wrote a denunciation of the occupation of the French Crusader kings who came, particularly the Lusignans, because from the 1190s, first of all, Richard had the island for a year and then sold it to the French. And as far as Neophytus was concerned, this was going to signal the decline of the art of Cyprus. How wrong he was. It was, in fact, the 13th century was about the richest period of icon production on Cyprus, both in the Orthodox Church and among the French immigrants, and that continued. And a lot of work has been done on the icons of Cyprus, I think particularly of the late Dula Mariki, who systematically published and exhibited the icons of Cyprus. But the British also had a role in this, because this book by Talbot Rice, publication of the Courtauld Institute of Art in 1937, The Icons of Cyprus, and you probably can't read the blurb, but I'll tell you a few things that are on it, which might surprise you. Talbot Rice, and this is all written on the left-hand side, he writes that he hopes the photographs will convey something of the glory of icon painting. This is slightly ironical today because the photographs are absolutely awful in this book. And even the original black and whites, which are in the Courtauld Institute, are hard to use. And I think the blurb is dated in other ways. He claims this to be the first monograph of the subject on Cyprus icons to appear in English, and it should serve a definite demand because Cyprus has come into the public eye, he tells us, as a crown colony and a delightful holiday resort. And then maybe you can read that he hopes this will be a very popular book, and they've actually printed 190 copies. You know, I think the rhetoric of book selling has changed a bit since 1937. And I think 190 is not going to set the world on fire, but there you are. As you travel around the churches and the museums of Cyprus, everyone is struck by the quantity and the quality of the icons. And I'm just picking this 12th century icon out, for example, from the Church of the Holy Cross at Pelendri, dating around 1200, and it instantly shows you how you have to look very closely at the icons of Cyprus. This is, as far as I know, a unique subject, the Elkomenos, Christ carrying the cross and coming up to the cross. The cross is being set up. He is being brought along by the soldiers. On the right, you have Mary and John, and you have a Pharisee. The Pharisee is pointing at the 4 nails which will affix Christ to the cross. And I must say, in view of the exhibition currently on in the British Museum about relics, it's hard not to think that what was actually going on here was that the church around 1200 had the relics of the 4 nails, just as Neophytus in his church had a very large piece of the true cross, which he proudly showed in the church. So it is so unusual, this, that I imagine that it's about relics and about the importance of the relics and the 4 nails.
Κυρίες και κύριοι, αυτές ήταν οι τελευταίες εκδηλώσεις που έγιναν στο Λονδίνο. Στο σημείο αυτό να σας υπενθυμίσουμε ότι μπορείτε να επικοινωνείτε μαζί μας τηλεφωνικά στο 0208 292 7037 ή μέσω της ηλεκτρονικής μας διεύθυνσης info@hellenictv.net. Αμέσως μετά ακολουθεί η κοινωνική ταινία «Η αμαρτία της ομορφιάς» και στη συνέχεια ακολουθεί η κομμωδία «Ευτυχώς τρελάθηκα». Αύριο Σάββατο στις 7:30 παρακολουθήστε την εκπομπή «Αύριο είναι Κυριακή» με τον πατέρα Ιωσήφ Παλιούρα, πρωτοπρεσβύτερο του Ναού των 12 Αποστόλων. Αμέσως μετά στις 8 παρακολουθήστε την εκπομπή «Ο Μάριος Καμιναρίδης παρουσιάζει». Την Κυριακή στις 7.30 παρακολουθήστε την εκπομπή Ποιητική Ανθολογία με τον Ειρήναρχο Στεφάνου, ενώ στις 8 ακολουθεί εκπομπή Πρόσωπα με τον Βασίλη Παναγή. Στο σημείο αυτό, αγαπητοί μας φίλοι, έχουμε φτάσει στο τέλος της απόψινής μας εκπομπής OMOGENIA εδώ Λονδίνο. Σας ευχαριστούμε πολύ που ήσασταν μαζί μας και απόψε. Σας ευχόμαστε να έχετε ένα καλό Σαββατοκύριακο και μια καλή εβδομάδα. Ανανεώνουμε το ραντεβού μας για την επόμενη Παρασκευή την ίδια ώρα. Καλό σας βράδυ!